Welcome to lesson 38 of A Course in Miracles. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. And the Course has introduced us to the idea that we are holy. And in lesson 35, that was the first time that we said, I am holy. And from then on, started helping us understand of the power of holiness and what is holiness. And this is the journey for us. Is okay, the Course says that I am holy, I know about holiness, but what does this mean? How do I connect, or how does holiness express within me? How do I connect to my holiness? Do I have a sense of my holiness? Where do I find my holiness? And this is, going from the mind, the thoughts, the thinking mind, the thoughts, into more the beingness, and without really understanding it much with our mind, with our thoughts, but feeling what does holiness mean. But once we understand, or once we start getting a sense of holiness, in lesson 37, my holiness blesses the world. Okay. And now in lesson 38, there is nothing my holiness cannot do. And once again, the practice is, okay, what is my holiness? In what way am I holiness? Am I holy? What does the Course mean that I'm holy? Because sometimes we connect holiness with saints or with angels, and we feel sometimes very detached from that realm. But the Course is telling us that we are all one, and we are part of the mind of God. So we are as holy as the angels and the saints and holy dimension that we know of. But the Course is helping us to embody that more and more and more, to feel it more and more and more, to be it more and more and more. So as I said, it's not so much a practice of the thoughts, but a practice of the beingness. And like I was saying in lesson 37, where do I have a sense of my holiness is within, my silence, and when I feel calm inside, and when then there's not reactions, it's just a place of stillness where I feel very wholesome, and there I can have a grasp of some sort of holiness. But I know there is also more to the story, and this is the journey that I'm also walking. But when the Course says my holiness, there is nothing that my holiness cannot do, this, and the book, the chapter says, our holiness reverses all the laws of the world, not of the universe, but of the world. All the laws that we live by, it just reverses, because our holiness is more powerful than anything else, especially in this world, in this world that we've created. It is beyond every restriction of time, space, distance, and limits of any kind. Our holiness is totally unlimited in its power, because it establishes as the Son of God, at one with the mind of this Creator, of His Creator. And the lesson today invites us to set aside, like always, a few, 5 minutes or something in the morning. It asks us this time 4 separate long sessions, where we connect to ourselves, and we just ask that, my holiness, there is nothing my holiness cannot do. And you just repeat that, and let situations that are challenging at the moment, let emotions that are challenging at the moment pop up, and just know that your holiness is more powerful than this situation, that these emotions, and that it can actually support the transformation if we let it, we let our holiness do so. So it asks us to do to think of a situation, and we just go, in this situation involving so and so, or the actual situation in which I see myself, there is nothing that my holiness cannot do. In this situation, when it involves someone else, in this situation involving so and so, in which sees himself, there is nothing my holiness cannot do. And this is remember that we see our world through the eyes of our own perception, and usually we see our world as dangerous, scary, painful. There's so much suffering, and the course in this lesson is telling us, no, but your holiness is more powerful than all that you see in this world. So connect to your holiness and see how you can transform from within outwards. And I experience it many times, especially with my children, when I'm focusing on judging a behavior. Let's say they haven't cleaned the kitchen, or so I'm focusing on that. And when I center myself, when I ground myself, when I just connect to myself, miraculously they do what they have to do. But the more focusing on what I don't want, and this is another quantum physics reality, when you focus on what you don't want, it creates more. You're actually making it bigger, because it's all energy. We put our energy and wherever we focus, so we just need to become more aware of what we focus. So enjoy lesson today, lesson 38, and I see you tomorrow for lesson 39.